Alright guys, so this is going to be a fun video because I'm going to talk about some very common things that first-time entrepreneurs do, some mistakes they make, and some things that later they're like, oh my god, I wish that I didn't make this mistake. So one thing that most first-time entrepreneurs have in common is that they don't have a sense of the complete business picture, right? Something's always missing. Like they're like, I want to start a new social network, or I want to start a day spa that has it in the same place with a restaurant and a bar and a child care area. I want to start a restaurant, right? So they don't understand product, you know, how to think about product, how to think about your customer, what they want. They don't understand the costs. They don't understand the market environment, right? They don't understand how to particularly make money or how to think through the financials of a business, right? Because all these things, even if they understood them on their own, these things all have to play well together in a business, right? Like the product has to be built well, it has to make money, the customers have to be happy, all that stuff has to play, you know, all that stuff has to be happening with one product, with one business, right? So, and that's something that takes a really long time for entrepreneurs to be able to kind of put it all together in their minds, right? Because, you know, to quickly strategize like that so that every piece will work together with other pieces. And that's how you tell it that it's a good business. That's part of like being good at business planning, is putting all these pieces together into one solid plan that you can execute. The other thing that entrepreneurs, first-time entrepreneurs always do that's like, is they never take advice, right? So older entrepreneurs, they know advice, they get advice from peers, they get advice from mentors as much as possible, right? As much as possible. Sometimes it's not possible because sometimes it's expensive to get really quality people to mentor you. But when it's possible, take it, right? You don't have to follow it, but you should listen to it and absorb it. What first-time entrepreneurs do a lot of the time is they're like, I'm the smartest one, I'll do it, I don't need anybody's help, like blah blah blah. They do it, then they fail, and then they're like, oh god, if I just knew this ahead, if I just knew this and this ahead of time, it would have saved me so much time and effort and money. But too late, right? So few people are like wise enough to slow down and not just rush into things and take advice. So that's really a common thing. In fact, one of the reasons I have a product, like I'm starting like an entrepreneur community. If you're curious, you can check it out on my site, glowingstart.com/join, or if you go to glowingstart.com, it's the members link on the top right. And basically, the whole point is to have an entrepreneur community that can discuss things with each other, and that I'm there too. So if you have any questions, I provide help because it's an affordable, but it's a paid service. So you're gonna get access to me, and if you need any advice or anything, feel welcome, right? And that's really why I started this, because entrepreneurs are always like, they think they're so smart, then they make a lot of mistakes, and they get discouraged, and they quit. And it happens all the time. So I'm really trying to kind of help them not go through that process, but have a more successful kind of path. So that's kind of the things that first-time entrepreneurs do. Of course, all of them, they're kind of slow in starting. They're like waiting around. Like a lot of people are like, I have an idea, I don't know, and then like a year passes and they're in the same spot. They're still saying, I don't know, I have an idea, maybe I need funding to start, right? And then it's just not serious at that point, which is another reason why I started this community, so that people can get support when starting, right? So that doesn't happen, because it's the worst thing that, like, you come back like 6 months later or a year later, and the person you talk to is still in the same space and spot in their business where they were 6 months or a year ago, right? It's like the worst, because like, oh my god, what have you been doing? Like, right? So you really don't want to have that. So these are the kind of things that first-time entrepreneurs generally do. So I'd encourage, get good mentors, get advice, learn a lot, And when you learn a lot, when you get feedback, a lot of times your business ideas aren't going to be that good, right? Because it's another thing first-time entrepreneurs do, is think that their business ideas are great and they have to hide it from the world and they have to be secretive. But often when you get feedback, the feedback may be not so positive, and a lot of times people take offense. They're like, well, what do you mean? But I'm the smartest person. You're mean. You're insulting my business. No, take everything in. You don't have to follow all advice, but definitely think about all the advice, and it will give you a more complete picture, which eventually you'll kind of use to form your general decisions. So anyway, those are some of the things that first-time entrepreneurs do. They make super common mistakes. Like, they don't know. Like, again, it's like first-time entrepreneurs. They don't know other first-time entrepreneurs very often, and they don't know how often it's like they make identical mistakes from one person to another, to another, to another, to another, to another. So they make super preventable mistakes, but they don't prevent them. So if you are watching this video, if you're a first-time entrepreneur, now you understand. And I want to hear from you. Give me if you like the video, give me a thumbs up on YouTube or something, and leave a comment. I love hearing from people. We'll chat, we'll discuss, and if you have questions, I'll be happy to answer. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.